OK。始まったかな。オッケーオッケーオッケーオッケーオッケー。いいや。よーし。やりますか。今日最終回だと思う。最後まで終われるだろう。さすがに。よし。じゃあやっていきましょう。ABC 殺人事件。プレイ。前回がチャプター3が終わったんだよね。終わって、チャプター4ちょっとやっちゃったんだけど、まあ多分これが最後かな。ABC まで終わって、今日 D で多分解決編なのかな。やっていきますよと。よいしょ。じゃあ聞き込みの方やっていきましょう。誰これ。
How do you do? You must be Mr. Hercule Poirot. Chief Inspector Jupp told me that you might be coming.
あ、ホテルの人か。はいはいはい。ホテルの人だ。あなたの助けにかかっている。
Madame, you may be of valuable help to me.
It would be my pleasure to help you. Will there be some journalists there as well?
I think you might even be interviewed. You are a key witness.
I've suspected him for some time, but he appeared so harmless. Oh yes, sometimes he got angry and waved his arms about. But even then, he wasn't frightening. And he was as gentle as a lamb again immediately afterwards. It was only this morning that I understood. He told me he was going to Cheltenham, but my daughter saw him at Euston Station. It's not the right station. To get to Cheltenham, you have to take the train from Paddington. And what's more, Mr. Cuss left behind an ABC with Doncaster underlined. As you can imagine, when I saw that, I called Scotland Yard.
ABC どうやって知ったの?
One moment, please. How did you know that Cuss had underlined Doncaster in his railway guide?
I went and had a look in his room.
I see. Do you make a habit of searching through your lodger's belongings?
Well, what are you going to do later? I bet you're going to poke around his room too.
Tell me, did you have any other reason to suspect Mr. Cuss?
He's rather queer. He talks to himself. He has a bad cough. Because of the war, he says. And then he was in Churston when that millionaire got murdered. I found his train ticket when I washed his coat. He didn't want me to wash his shirt. He washed it himself. But I did see big brown stains on it.
血液かな? シミはどこにあったでしょうか?
Where were the stains on the shirt?
Can't recall.
Cuss used to travel for his work. Is that correct?
Yes. Although he was unwell on trains.
Do you know where Cuss was at the time of the murder in Andover and Bexhill? On June the 21st and July the 25th?
No idea.
But surely you keep a register.
It won't do you much good. Mr. Cuss rents his room for the year. If he goes away for a few days, I have no reason to make a note of it.
確かにそうだね。
I remember one thing. Bexhill's by the sea, right?
Indeed. It is a large seaside resort.
Well, as it happens, at the start of July, Mr. Cuss asked me to repair his bathing dress. Suspicious, huh?
まあこういうの追求しない。
Very interesting. Please continue.
I also forgot to say that he started buying newspapers that talked about the case.
新聞ですか?
Which newspapers? The evening ones and the daily ones.
That will be all for now. I'm going to take a look at his room.
Take the key on the counter.
鍵。これかこれか。鍵をください。
I should check the register. Mrs. Marbury may have been hiding something from me.
ああ、帳簿も見ていい。
I don't think my register will help you. Mr. Cuss rents his room all year. If he goes away for a few days, I have no reason to make a note of it.
一応見してね。
The truth is becoming apparent, and I have something to say to Mrs. Marbury.
何もわかんねえよ。何を話すの？一旦観察をし
This
ようか。
woman appears to be in
な
bad
んで機
mood.
嫌悪いの？向けないの？料理下手なの？どこ目？不機嫌な顔。姿勢がおかしい。
Mrs. Marbury is taking out her bad mood on the evening meal's potato.
そっちか。ちょっと聞いてみてもいいですか？
Mrs. Marbury, if I am to believe the register, you rented
Mr.
room
Fishman.
306 to a certain Mr. Fishman on the day of the Bexhill murder. Room 306 is Cust's room. Can you explain yourself?
If I did, it was because Mr. Cuss wasn't here. What about it?
そういうのはいいのか。まあちょっと詐欺だとか言う必要はないか。まあいいで
It
しょう。
doesn't matter, provided that you remember to change the sheets.
Of course I changed them. I keep a nice clean establishment. I'll have you know.
これで終わり？まあとりあえずじゃあ上行くか。部屋を探索しましょうか。じゃあさあ何があるかな？
How hopeful. This place is a real mess.
本当にちゃんと掃除してんのかって感じだよね。あ、タイプライターじゃね？ちょっと待って。どこ？ズボン。コートか。あれタイプライターじゃないの？散らかった食器。全然片付けてないよ。
The least we can say that Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and balance.
これタイプライターでしょう。これから。
John Milligan, Managing Director, Silky
Milligan
Legs,
Studios.
Frederick Street, Leicester. To A.B. Cust, Marbury's Guest House, 1935, May the 21st. Dear Sir, further to our letters dated 5th and 10th of the month, we confirm we are you as door-to-door salesman, according to the conditions stated in our previous letters. We will send you the articles by mail and also a red field typewriter you will be using for every business
書
letter.
類作成用の
Regarding the schedule of
typewriter.
your rounds, please do as following. June 21, Andover. Arrive by train the 20th in the evening and get a room at Station Hotel. Start your turn in the north part of the town. This letter establishes that Cust went to Andover, but the
なるほど
ink
ね。
has
ここを
hidden the
潰されてると。
destinations of his other trips. I know from Mrs. Marbury that he went to Churston. I just have to show that he went to Bexhill, and I will have proof that he was present at all the crime scenes.
じゃあまずはナイフ。ナイフは何だろう。
A long-bladed knife, a murderer's weapon.
そ
This
ういう
object
問題
would
なの。
probably be useful to me.
OK、じ
It's
ゃあ
an ABC.
で、これが薬か？
Did Cust drop it when he opened the window, or was it Mrs. Marbury while she was cleaning?
インク？
Cust is parsimonious. He keeps his pencils and sharpens them
鉛筆これ。
until there is nothing left. It is clear that he did not grow up in
確か
luxury.
に超ちっちゃいもんねこれ。でタイプライターと。
I
これ
have
で
to
わか
get
る
the
よね。
ribbon. How am I going to do it?
リボンを取り外す。これか。も
The ribbon is jammed. I have to start by freeing it.
うこれでわかるじゃんこれで。
long-bladed knife.
これでじゃあプチンってやっちゃダメなの？ダメなんだ。リボンをほどくってなんだろう。タイプライターわかんねえぞ。これをできない。あ、取れた。そしたらじゃあ左も外してみようか。タイプライターとか触ったことねえぞだって。普通に。あ、回すのね。はい。
The left hand heel has been removed.
そうするとどうできるのこれ。次はもうここか。はい。あ、外れた。
And here is the ribbon. Let us see if it was indeed used to write the letters sent by ABC.
手紙の特徴と
I
ね。
only need the ink ribbon for my inquiry. I will let Jack clean the keyboard if he wishes. All the letters announcing the murders were written on Cust's typewriter.
うん、そうだろうね。あら、終わった。次は
The least we can say that Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and balance.
見た。これは見たでしょ。あとまだ調べるところ、こっちか。なんだろうこれ。
ABC guys, enough to sign about a dozen murders.
同じものね。
It's closed.
未開封。ってことは、開けちゃおうぜ。
This knife is very useful. Who knows? Maybe it never cut anything other than string.
これで、
Stockings.
あ、ストッキング。ああ、これ売ってるのか。そうだよね。訪問販売用のね。さあ、あと見るところは、あ、出た、お決まりの鏡。あと見るとこどこだろう。こっちか。
Trousers, white shirts. Everything has been washed very well.
着替えね。はい。と、これが、
Bexhill daily paper.
あ、ベクシ
Dated
ル
from
の
the day of the Bexhill murder.
新聞。
Most probably the bathing dress repaired by Mrs. Marbury's expert
ああ、
hands.
水着ね。はい。ベクシル
All
の
the main articles referring to the ABC case are here, from the Churston murder onwards. Nothing before that date.
ベクスヒルの新聞はどうなんだ？どこにいたのか。薬かなこれ。あ、初見さんどうも。これ何の薬？
Laudanum Cameron's
ア
chemists.
ヘンチンキ。はい。
Laudanum, a medicine for coughs.
ああ、
It is
はい
what
はい
Dr.
はい
Clark
はい。
prescribed for Mrs.
や
Asher.
ってたね。
This subject would probably be useful to me.
あともう一個が、これ何の薬？喉かな？あ？なんであれ？
Diethyl barbituric acid, Johnson Company. I know this medicine.
鎮
It
静
is a
剤。
powerful sedative. This subject would probably be useful to me.
何に使うの？ね、アヘンやばそうだよね。昔だからね、でもこれね。ちょっとよくわかんないけど。
War of 1914-1918. By the King's order, the name of Corporal A.B. Cust,
5丁だったの？
Devonshire Regiment,
え、
was
すごいじゃん。
published on the London Gazette on May the 10th, 1918, as mentioned in a dispatch for gallant and distinguished service. An army dispatch, wounded on the Somme front, victim of a gas attack.
へえ。
Corporal
ちゃん
Cust
と戦
greatly
争っていうのは
deserves his
本当なんだ
distinction.
ね、じゃあ。ちょっと待って、あとまだ調べるとこあんの？あと何を調べる？まだある？ あ、もうない。まだある？もう終わり？
It is not the right time.
まだ帰れない。まだ調べろと。6の6だよ。どこあと調べんの？ベッド？
The least we can say that
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah,
Cust is not very
やったって。
concerned about order and balance.
これやったんだよ。ちょっと。
It is not the right.
今何するの？操作。終わってないの？あと何がある？これでしょ？これさっきのやつでしょ？これか？なんか刺さってる？違う。ポアロって探偵。探偵だね。探偵。これ何すんの？ちょっと待って、わかんねえ。あと何あるの？何がある？これも見たでしょ？これも。
ABC guides. Enough to sign about a dozen murders.
見た。あと何ある？ちょっと待って。
It is not the right.
おい。あとは何をすればええんだ？ちょ待って。いや、見たでしょ？何をインクどうかできる？なんかできるのかこれ。ピッ。できない。ピッ。
Did Cust drop?
なんかやれることあるか？戻さないよな。
I've finished. The least we can say that Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and balance.
待って。あと何調べんの？いや、見た。ちょっと待って。何がある？こっち？これやればいいの？これやるか。どこにいたのか。借りていた。できた。おそらくいた。おそらくレベルだよね、まだね。
The register shows that Cust did not sleep at the guest house on
い
the
ない
day of
の
the
は
murder.
事実で。
Where was he? Bexhill. The Bexhill paper reveals it. Cust bought this newspaper in Bexhill on July the 25th.
それはちょっと決めつけが過ぎる気もするけど。まだある？もうない。ちょっと待って。
It is not the right.
待って。この部屋から出してくれ。ちょっと待って。なんでこの部屋から出してくれない
War of 1914. An army dispatch.
もうこの部屋から出れないよ。ちょっとなぜだ？待って。おかしい。なんで？
I've finished.
フィニッシュ。
Cust is parsimonious.
これまだ使える？これか？
John Milligan.
違うの？
Dear sir. Regarding the schedule of your rounds.
終わってる。
This letter establishes that.
ちょっと待てよ。調べ終わったじゃなくてさ。あと鍵しかないよ。 え、
It is not the right.
なんで出れないこの部屋から。なぜ。あと何、ないでしょ。あとどこ。
At least we can say that Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and
見
balance.
た。なんでこんなところでさ止まってんだよ。ちょっとなんで行けない。まだなんかあんの。何がある。これなんかこれでもなんか違かったよね。なんでこれやってさ、こ
At
れ
least
が
we
出
can
るのが
say
さ
that Mr.
変なんだけ
Cust
ど、
is not very concerned about order and balance.
なんかバグってるこれ。大丈夫これ。待って。なんだこれ。おかしいぞ。話が何も進まなくなってるぞ。なんかさ、これ混ぜられるとかあんの。
Laudanum, a medicine.
混ぜられますか。混ぜらんない。混ぜる意味ねえしな。
I know this medicine.
何するの。ちょ積んだこれ。なんであれまだ出てないのか。ディックドン。これまだ。違うな。これまだか。ちょっと。なぜ待って。困った。めちゃめちゃ困ってる。どうしよう。
It is not the right time.
出してこの部屋からこの部屋から出して何これ。なんでこうなった。なんだ。あと何調べればいい。あとなくない。なんだこれ。
Did Cust drop it when you... Did Cust...
何したらいい
It's
の。
an...
鍵とかだってさ何も使わないでしょ。これできないは。マジで積んでるけど。待って、もういい。もうこれいい。
John Milligan.
これいい。
Dear sir,
あった。これ飛ばすのどうやんの。
regarding the schedule of your... This letter established...
待って。これヒントを使うってやっていいちょっと待ってこれ何すればいいのこれ。ヒント使っていいかこれ。わかんねえぞこれ。ヒント使えんのこれ。ヒント使います。進行の手助けとなるような指示を出す行動を実行します。 ヘルパイ感を抑えるのにためですが。
This dark stain. It could be blood.
血
But
液
goodness
があっ
knows how long it has
た
been
だ
there.
と。
No use continuing the inspection of this room. I've seen all there is to see.
完全に見落としやん。これどこ？あ、これ？あ、これか。これわかんないよ。くそー。くそー。これだったのか。悔しいな。まあいいや。一回出よう。
Goodbye, Mrs. Marbury. Thank you for your help.
I look forward to seeing you again, Mr. Poirot.
Ah, Chief Inspector. I was about to leave.
Good evening,
しましたね。
Chief Inspector. Welcome. Please excuse me, I must go to the kitchen. I'll leave the key of Mr. Cust on the counter.
I'm sorry I'm late. I've spent ages with the Doncaster police. And you?
I have established one fact. On 3 occasions, Cust was at the scene on the day of the crimes.
まあ仮説レベルでしょ、まだ。憶測を過ぎないでしょ、まだ。よいしょ。
I had best talk to...
上がって話すから。はい。はい。
I've listened closely to what you have to say, Poirot. For me, there's no doubt Cust is guilty.
うん、そうだね。
Do you have any element that might
これ
prove
大
the
事だ
contrary?
ね。
That is what we're going to look for. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
お。さあ。3人を殺害した可能性はありますか？タイプライター。これまあ証拠だよね。あとは、これちょっとまだ憶測レベルだよね。目的地について嘘をついた。うん。自宅に複数の ABC 案内を所持していた。チャーストンにいた。嘘をついた。そう違うの？じゃあもうシンプルにじゃあチャーストンにいた、ベクスヒルにいた、アンドーバーにいた。これでいこうか。そうすると、犯人に何らかの共通点はありますか？タイプライター、ABC 案内。あともう一個が、これか？ナイフか。うん、はいはい。正解。で、不審な点はありますか？まあ、目的地、嘘をついているっていうのと、新聞かな？新聞と病気は多分関係ないから血かな。で、黒と。
The evidence against Cust is overwhelming. His presence at the scenes, the knife, the blood-stained shirt, the ABCs in a box.
C'est vrai. However, the blood Mrs. Marbury saw on Cust's shirt may have been his own. According to his medical records, he suffers from hemoptysis. The murderer cut Sir Carmichael's throat from behind, and the blood spurted outwards. You would expect the murderer's shirt to be stained on the sleeves, not on the buttonholes. Yet we see quite the opposite. You would expect the murderer to keep the newspaper articles about his crimes. But Cust's collection starts in Cheston, as if it discovered the case rather late.
I agree it's troubling, but it doesn't change my mind. There's small details that we should be able to clear up by questioning Cust.
When can we talk to him?
Doncaster is sending him to us on the first train.
Are they questioning him already?
He says he can't remember a thing.
It's plausible. Doctors say he suffers from absences and amnesia. Mrs. Marbury has confirmed this.
He may have done the murders in an altered state.
A familiar situation.
It's not enough to clear his name. Dr. Thompson insisted that even if you don't know what you're doing, you never commit a murder without wanting to.
Très intéressant. I shall remember that.
Right. I'll go and examine the suspect's room.
Chief Inspector, I took the liberty of removing a few clues to Examinatum.
All right, we'll discuss them tomorrow. In the meantime, I'm
Iroiro
going to see if you've missed something.
あと実験するのか、戻るのかな。戻ってスコットランドヤードに行きますと。はい。さあ帰りましょう。距離どんくらいなんだろう。結構遠そうだけどね。タクシーで行ける距離なんか。あ、事情聴取。まずは観察からかな。
This man is not in good shape.
とうとうバレたみたいな。目は伏せている。手袋。水じゃない。どこだ。肩。ジャケット。
He is worried and very tired, and other police have been hard on him.
結構辛い尋問をしたのかな。よいしょ。さあ。
What do you want from me?
自己紹介。まずは自己紹介からかな。自己紹介。
Good day, Mr. Cust. I am Hercule Poirot.
Ah, you're the detective.
手紙、そうだね。まあ、こいつから送ったかどうかわかんないから、手紙についてちょっと。
Yes, I am the person you have been sending the letters to.
言っちゃうんだ。
I didn't write these letters. I've already said so.
忘れてしまったの
Maybe
か
you
な。
forgot that you wrote these letters.
Yes, it's true. Sometimes I forget. Maybe I did type them.
この選択肢結構きついけどね。もうちょい優しく言おう。
Are you capable of murder, Mr. Cust?
All these questions are giving me a headache.
あ、まあそうだね。軍についてちょっと聞き
You
ましょうか。
suffered during the war.
It's true. I was wounded. I suffered. But the army was the only place I didn't feel inferior.
軍にいた
No
時は。
questions. Just orders to follow.
なるほど。
But ever since you were wounded, you have absences, bouts
病
of
気になって
amnesia.
からどうですか。
And headaches.
Professor Clark treated you.
Yes, a few years ago he really helped me with my burned throat.
ちょっと待って。この全部もう、いや無実ではないから、どうすればいいんだ。クラーク医師。ちょっと待って、3人。
But you killed him, as well as 2 other people.
That's what they all say.
あ、やっちったかな。
Do you deny being at the scene of the crimes?
So? There was no harm in being there. It was only for my work.
まあそうだね。巡回してるからね。ちょっと怒らしちゃったな。あ、終わっちった。これどうする？さら
Poor
に。
man. He is in no state to...
お水どうぞ。お水どうぞじゃないのか。あ、なるほど。なんかあげるよ、じゃあ。はい。薬じゃないの。あれ？ああ、よかった。
Take this. It will help you.
Thank you.
これでまだ喋れるか？直で飲むのか。
Oh, good God, my shirt is covered in blood
ま
again.
た吐血してるわ。
Bon. I now know where the bloodstains Mrs. Marbury saw came from. Are you well enough to speak?
Yes, I feel much better.
さあ続きをいきましょうか。目撃っても
Do you deny being at the scene of the crimes?
同じこと
So? There was no harm in being there. It was only for my work.
You were seen at all the crime scenes.
Yes, I was. I travel a lot. But not for pleasure. I am terribly unwell in trains. But I had to respect my engagements.
まあ仕事だからね。
My employer gave me very precise written instructions about the towns I had to visit.
Let's see. The company you claim to work for, Silky Legs, has never heard of you. And as for these letters they sent you, they were written on your own typewriter.
The company sent me the typewriter when I started working for them.
Yes, but the letters were received afterwards.
自分で書いて自分に送った。
So it would appear that you typed them before sending them to yourself.
I don't remember.
そう。
Good God! I don't know what's happening to me. My head hurts terribly.
He is prey to a terrible anxiety. Is it remorse? Or simply the pressure of the questioning and the train journey?
これは何をするべきだあとは。このまた薬でもやるかじゃあ。薬飲め、薬を。薬漬けじゃ。
Take this. It will help you.
あ、こっちは錠剤なんだね。
Oh, I think I'll be fine.
Let us see, Cust. Look at me. You know very well that you committed these murders?
Yes.
お、急に認めた。
But I'm not wrong in saying that you do not know why you committed them.
No,
わからない。
I don't.
そんなことがあるの？でも計画的な犯行でしょでもだって。
Let us leave Cust alone. He's at the end of his tether.
もう終わりか。
And what conclusions have you drawn?
Plenty. It might help us to understand him a little better.
どういう
Let us now
結論？
try and get our brain cells to work.
健康状態について分かったことは濃度でしょ。これ何？これあくびって読むやつじゃないの？まあでもこれと滑血。犯人の人物像とは異なる。カストのより裏付けない手がかり。血を浴びている海の方、あ、違うか。こっちか。これか。うん。まさかこいつ犯人じゃないの？カスタのように裏付けない手がかり。ポアロのことを知らないのか？後で知ったようにも見える。まあ、そうだね。クルであると何の疑いもなく言えるか。言えないも動機とかね、まあ書いてないって言ってるし、まあ、動機も別にないよね。難しいね。まだね、別の犯人いるのか？
I don't see any clearer than before. This is worse.
There is one point to highlight. C'est curieux. Cust admits that he killed, but he does not know why. What did Dr. Thompson say? Even if Cost killed while in an altered state, it still must have been his deepest desire. He must have had a motive.
Let's keep it simple. Never mind his motive. He confessed.
But you see, he can confess to anything and everything. He denied the murders and then he confessed to them. He confirmed that he never typed the letters. Then, with great ease, I managed to get him say quite the opposite.
Come on, he behaved like a guilty man. He lied to his landlady.
Because deep down he believes himself guilty. From the papers, he noticed that he had always been at the scene of the crimes. He must think that he killed and then simply forgot what he had done.
How can you be so sure?
Let us look at his psychological profile. You will understand my point of view.
これは難しいぞ。
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
心の人物像。知性が高いでしょうか。ああ、これがあれか。殺人犯のイメージ像か。なんだろう、知性が高いかどうか。ああ、これじゃねえか。命令に従うだけでいいっていうのはあんまり知性高いとは言えないよね。自信にあふれているかどうか。おどおどした感じでおとなしそう。セールスマンは自信たっぷりですが、そんな様子は特にないですと。女の扱いがうまそうか。まあ、確かにあれはちょっとちょっと女にモテそうな感じはしないですかね。魅力に飛ばします。少なくともナンパできるような感じではないよね。列車が好きかどうか。まあ、列車好きじゃないって言ってるからね。体調崩してるし。結構正反対だよね。内面的なところでいくと。冷静沈着であるかどうか。でもそうだね。でも時々怒ったりしてるから、ちょっと。あれちょっと待って。違う。合ってんのかこれ。気前がいいか。気前はそうだね。倹約家だから別にそういうわけではないでしょうと。
You see? Cuss character is quite the opposite of the murderers.
若干一致するところある
But
け
if
どっ
he's
て
a
感じ
madman,
かな。
can we really talk about his character?
You know very well that our murderer does not behave like a psychopath. Apart from the signature, there is no ritual repetition in the choice of victims.
Very well. You're right as always. So we have no confession, no culprit, no suspects, nothing. And all that after 2 months of inquiry. What should I do?
Have faith. Just give me 24 hours.
24時間。この現行犯で行くしかなくないだって。帰宅する。はい。帰りますかじゃあ。
To White Heaven, please.
Cust's arrest is a great success for you, Poirot. It's all clear now, except maybe 1 or 2 details.
Details. Ah, mon ami. The devil is in the detail, as we say.
Excuse me?
Patience, Hastings. Everything will be clear once our guests arrive. Best be prepared. Slip a revolver into your pocket before they do.
Revolver?
A revolver? But Poirot, what are you afraid of?
Trust me. It is important you carry a weapon for this meeting. I will lend you mine.
誰が来るんだ?
What about telling me what you have in mind?
Surtout pas. You wouldn't be able to play your role. Wait 1 moment, I will bring you my weapon.
リボルバーを渡す。リボルバーどこにあんの？ ボルバー持ってないです。
Surtout pas.
ボルバーどこ？これ別にもう見なくていいんだけどな。チャーストン。
チャーストン・デヴァ。
リボルバーどこにあるの？
Hastings' photo album. He is very proud of his bag.
どこ？これか？ここか？
What about telling me what you have in mind?
Surtout pas.
武器はどこにあるのかい？どこにあるんだい？武器は一体どこにあるんだい？こっちの部屋かい？入れないぞ。もう見たよこれは。武器はどこだろうか。あったっけ？机の上とかか？どこ？どこだ？どこ武器？リボルバーは一体どこにある？リボルバーはどこでしょう？どこ？フームじゃなくてさ。あなたは銃をどこに置く人間ですか？
It is not the...
どこに置く？どこにある？どこにある？銃は一体どこにある？これか？
The white ammunition are blank cartridges. The others are real bullets. I have to choose the type of bullets to load.
弾。
The revolver is loaded with real bullets. I still have time to choose blanks.
はい。
The revolver is loaded with blanks. I still have time to choose real bullets.
どっちにするかってこと？待て。これ変えられるのかな？
The white ammunition are blank.
殺す？実弾入れとく？実弾入れて外しゃいいんじゃね？
The revolver is loaded with real bullets. I still have time to choose blanks.
なんだろう？何がしたいんだろう？まあでも一応実弾入れといていいだろう。ちょっと部屋に穴開くぐらいだろう。実弾も入れてお出ししましょう。
What about telling me what you have in mind?
Surtout pas.
じゃあどうぞ。
Voila, I entrust you with my weapon. It has hardly been used. It is almost new.
お、電話。誰だ？これがお客さんですかね。
Chief Inspector, is that you?
Yes. Sorry, but we haven't found anything.
ホテル調べたんだよね。
And the packaging, the letter, and the ribbon reel. We've
他
only
身の
found
指紋。
prints left by Cust and his landlady.
Well, never mind. I shall make do.
So, are you still going to hold your meeting?
Of course, Chief Inspector. I can hear my guest coming up the stairs.
お、来たのか。
Why have you brought us here, Mr. Poirot?
Since Cust's arrest, I thought it was all done and dusted. Miss Gray formally identified him, as well as Miss Barnard.
Yes, and the stockings he saw drove the same brand as the ones found at my
ああ、
aunt's.
一致してるんだ、それ
This is
は。
all true. However, a case is not closed if some questions remain open. And one question is, Why did the murderer send me his letters? Why did he challenge me, Hercule Poirot?
Perhaps he wanted to play with you, to taunt you.
Xenophobia? Maybe he didn't like you because you're foreign.
I may be wrong, but maybe by provoking you, he was looking for glory?
All these theories should be studied.
Oh.
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
なぜ犯人は住所を書き間違えたのか。書き間違えた。それほど知られてないのか。書き間違えた。あれ？なんで、書き間違えたか。ポラの住所って有名なの？なんで間違えこれただの事実なんだよ。間違った住所の封筒あれだから、これとこれ違う。書き間違えた理由。どれ？これは確定だ。これ多分まだ使わない。これもちょっとまだ使わない。この3つ多分使わないから。なんだ？どれだ？どれやばいわかんなくなってきちゃう。知られていないよね。推論ちょっと待ってなぜ書き間違えたのか。なんだこれ。わかんねえ。どれだ？やばい、わかんない。ちょっと選択肢多いぞ。もうクソ当たりいくからな。こういう時は。待って、なんで？ 絶対こんなんじゃないからさ。なんでだ。やばい、ゴミのような手当たり次第やっちゃってるよ。しかも全然当たらねえっていう。最悪だ。待て待て待て待て。なんでこんなに当たらねえ。あ、なんかできた。間違いよ。意図的に間違えられた。あ、そういうこと？なぜ送ったのでしょうか。もうこの辺？あ、違う。これ1個か。知られていないからこそ手紙を書いた。
Is everything clear now?
いや、わかんない。
You might like to explain your reasoning.
マジでわからん。
Of course. First of all, remember that the murderer made it a rule to always post his letter before the murder.
そうだね、やってたね。
He never digressed from that rule. However, in Churston, he encountered a problem. The village has only 500 inhabitants. With advance warning, it would be easy to arrest him. Therefore, the murderer delayed his letters deliberately with the wrong address. The plan wouldn't have worked if he'd sent it to Scotland Yard or the papers because everybody knows their addresses. The mistake would have been corrected and the letter would have been on time. That is why the murderer chose me as the recipient.
Because for his plan to succeed, it was necessary for at least one of the letters to have a wrong address and get lost.
そういうことなの?
It was very cunning.
Absolument. It is a very subtle plan. It matches the profile we have drawn up of him perfectly. That of an intelligent, daring and calculating murderer.
But that's not how you describe Cust.
You are quite right, mademoiselle. Like you, I find it hard to believe that this dull character is the clever murderer we are looking for.
Do madmen... I mean, if he's mad, he might have two very different sides.
No doubt. But the murderer is not mad. All the specialists agree that he does not have the profile of a psychopath.
But if Cust is not guilty, how do you explain his presence at the scene of the crimes?
Mr. Clark, the answer to your question is in the medical records of your brother's patients. Documents which Cust most certainly did not have access to. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
分かったことは何でしょうか。たやすく操ることができる。あ、なんかっぽいわ。偶然であるというか。負傷者、精神的に弱く操りやすいです。で、カスタが言ったことをどう説明する？でも偶然だよね。とりあえず仕事で行ってるから。あとは、乗り物を克服しようとしてた。あ、違うんだ。新聞？あ、違う。ちょっと待って。あ、水着？違う。偶然じゃないの？これ以外で。これのどれかじゃないの？違うのこれ。マジで？この辺？違う。犯行現場にいたことを この辺じゃないの？え？ちょっと待って。なんでだ？犯行現場にいたことに関しては違うの？なんでこれなの？町に行かせたのか。
Dr. Clark's patients' records provided a very useful list of potential victims, sorted by alphabetical order. The killer definitely used it, explaining the fact that all the victims were former patients of the doctor. It is this fact that clears Cust once and for all, because he never had access to these records. So how did he happen to be at the scene of the crimes? Either the murderer sent him there, or Cust was following him closely. Cust's highly suggestible nature leads us to the second hypothesis. The murderer was manipulating him. He systematically sent Cust to the towns where he was going to strike, so that the suspicion would land on the poor man's shoulder.
That's evil. What sort of killer could have such a plan? And what would he gain from 3 completely different murders?
Indeed, it seems unlikely that the same murderer committed all the crimes. What should we take from that?
価値のある殺人。快楽とかでもないでしょ。なんだこれ。3人もいないでしょ。
The murderer first killed for money, but then began to enjoy it.
But Mr. Poirot, the first murder was my aunt, and nobody had anything to gain from killing her.
それはそうだね。
Ah, certes. Therefore, this is not what happened.
あれ？違うのか。一回だけ。そっか。クラーク博士だけを本当は殺せばよかったけど、これかな。
Just one murder was of benefit to the murderer. The others were just diversions. On reflection, there is only one conclusion. The murderer killed once out of interest, and twice to divert our attention. This reasoning points at 2 potential culprits.
Franklin Clark. Donald Fraser?
Yes, mademoiselle. That's good thinking. Mr. Fraser may have killed Betty out of jealousy. Mr. Clark may have killed his brother in order to inherit his large fortune. Both have a motive.
But Donald did not have access to Dr. Clark's records.
そうだね。
Please allow me to disagree with you, mademoiselle.
違うの？ドナルドの話覚えてねえよ。治療受けてたっけ？これかな？
He works for Court and Brunskill, one of whose clients was Sir Carmichael.
It doesn't prove that I went to Comeside.
You could have done it, and you may have used the opportunity to take a look at Sir Carmichael's records.
You think I'm guilty?
そういうことじゃない。
Or Mr. Franklin Clark.
That's ridiculous.
Both of you have a motive. The question is, which of you has the profile that most resembles the murderer? Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
この2択ってこと？マジで？これか？まあ、そうだね。経歴はいいんだっけ？自信にあふれているかどうか。気前がいい。これはあるな。他人に流されやすいな。これちょっと違うのか。 女の扱いにはたきますか。まあこれはそうだ、モテそうだよね。列車は好きですか。列車は好きですね。ドナルドなの？冷静沈着であるか。そうではないよね、多分。なんかちょっとずれるか。気前がいいかって言われると、気前はいいでしょうと。若干近い。
Ladies and gentlemen, Donald may share many character traits with the murderer, but he does not have his cold indifference. He has a temper. It is hard to imagine him planning anything. Also, jealousy is his motive, and crimes of passion are rarely planned.
Right, I suppose it's my turn to be subjected to the same scrutiny.
Absolument, Mr. Clark.
じゃあどっちも違うとかっていうパターンもまたあんの？でもこの中にいるの？知性は高い。通知よ？はいはい。良い生徒。自信にあふれているか。自信にあふれているかどうか。これか？違う。これ女。あ、そうなの？自信もあるけどって書いてあるわ。女の扱いに長けていますか？まあどうだ。列車は好きでしょうか？これがレイルウェイか。はい。冷静沈着であるかどうか。これかな。冷血感。冷血感だ。はい。で、気前がいい。これは切符代を払っているので、気前はいいでしょうと。これで行くのか？
As you have all seen, there is a disturbing similarity between Mr. Clark's profile and that of the killer. In actual fact, it is exactly the same.
Mr. Poirot, your psychological studies are interesting, but your conclusions do not add up. Why would I have wished my brother's death? The inheritance is lawfully mine. I just have to wait.
No, you had to act quickly.
なんで？これ？
Because you are incapable of waiting.
Really? Well, I am no murderer. You presented him as being a cold and patient schemer.
Certes.
やべえ。なんかバグってる。
But Lady Clark's imminent death precipitated events. Mademoiselle, although you haven't been telling the truth, there is no doubt in my mind that you would have found a way to marry Sir Carmichael after Lady Clark's death.
ちょっとミスってる。
For you, Mr. Clark, it was a disaster. If Miss Grey had children by your brother, you would not have inherited a thing.
なるほど。
You realized the danger after reading several letters from Comside, especially one in which your brother opened his heart to you. So you hurried home from China, and you took action. In truth, Cust was no more than a puppet manipulated by the real culprit. You, Mr. Clark.
Such an imagination, Mr. Poirot. In fact, nobody manipulated Cust. The famous instructions he received by post. He wrote them on the typewriter. We know that for sure.
Oh, no. You know perfectly well. That is not true. Eh bien, voilà. Light has now been shed on the ABC murders.
Your theories are ingenious, but you haven't any proof.
One point to him. For the moment, I have no material proof.
Either I
admit to it,
はったり行こう。
Or I bluff.
ブラフでしょ。これどれ？捏造はちょっとまずい。見つかるっていうのも、どれだタイプライターでもどうなんだ、指紋見つかったっていう嘘をつくな、私は手袋ちゃんとしてたぞっていうのか、そのバカみたいなことあんのか。これでも弱気だよな。証拠はすぐに見つかるっていうのはすごい弱いわ。いや、リサーチ者の卵店で発見された食品。これなんだっけ？こっちで行こうか。こっちの方がブラフっぽいな。
One thing proves it. The prints you left on Cuss' typewriter.
Enough.
Oh, of course you wiped the typewriter before sending it. But not carefully enough. Scotland Yard has found your print along with those of Cuss.
I understand why you never wanted to lend me your new typewriter. And why you were searching through your brother's things. And the hole you dug on the moors. What did you hide there? The knife you used to kill your brother?
Game, set, match. You win, Mr. Poirot. But it was worth trying.
認めた。よかった。なんか合ってたっぽいわ。取られてんじゃねえよ。おい、実弾仕込んでんぞ、バカ野郎。やっちった。
Took the law into his own hands.
He had no right. He should have paid for his crimes. I should have expected.
おい、マジかよ。空砲入れとくべきだったのかよ。
Everybody makes mistakes.
Exactly. Hastings, if one day I sound pretentious,
マジ
please
か
whisper
よ。
these 3 letters in my ear. ABC. They shall remind me that we all have our limits, even me.
それはさ、わかんないじゃん。奪い取られて撃つとかわかん
Disappointed
な
at
いよ。
having missed the chance to become Lady Clark, Thora Grey left England. Donald Fraser and Megan Barnard married.
ここは結婚したのね。はい。
On Poirot's recommendation, Mary Drower started to work for Lady Clark. The elderly lady's condition suddenly took a turn for the better.
そうなの。
And a few months later, to Dr. Logan's great surprise, she was back on her feet again. According to this eminent physician, it appears to be an extremely rare case of spontaneous remission. Lady Clark has enjoyed very good health ever since.
ね、こっち打つと思ったよね。
Journal of an Innocent. The Incredible Story of ABC.
これバッドエンドだろ、絶対。
After being
いや、もうちゃん
advised
と
by
見てえわ。なん
Poirot,
かちゃんと証
he
言
made
喋
a
らしたい
great
わ
deal
な。
of money by selling his story to the press. And as for me, and with business booming, the Black Swan has become the #1 tourist attraction in the whole of Yorkshire, even more popular than York Minster.
いやー、マジか。終わっちゃったな。いやー、最後残念だったな。すごい。空砲入れてたらどうなってたんだろうな。それは見たいけど、誰かの動画で見ようかな。自分でやる気はしないわ。これどんくらいさ、原作と近いんだろう。あんま分かんないんだけど、原作も後で見たらまた面白いのかな。やっぱゲームだから多少さ、はしょったりなんか持ったりなんかちょっと変わってるところは多分あると思うんだけど、気になるな。ちょっと本買おうかな。ちゃんと読みたいわ。実際どういう結末というか。 ねえ、すぐ買えんだろこんな本。別にちゃっと読めるだろう。ちょっと長いのかな。そんなこともねえか。でも普通に面白い事件だな。すげえミスリードが結構あったしな。こういう事件なんだね。たまによく出てくるもんね。なんかミステリー系とか、まあそれこそコナンとかでもさ、ABC 殺人事件みたいなさ、話とかあったよね、昔。覚えてないけど。その時もよくわかんないけど、なんか、へえ、そうなんだぐらいしか思ってなかったけどね。でもあれも気になるな。なんかどうやって操ってたかとかもさ、気になるよね。なんか俺一瞬さ、ホテルのおばちゃんが操ってんじゃねえかなとかちょっと思っちゃったもん。覗き見とかしてるからさ、いろいろ資料は取れるじゃんとか思ったんだけどな。じいさんはどうやってカストのことを知ってどうやってカストを操っていたのかっていうのがやっぱ気になるところだよね。それだってまだ何も分かってないもんね。どうなんだろうな。やっぱ本読もう。それ喋ってくれるよな。喋ってくれるっていうか、ゲームもう一回やるつもりはあんまないんだけど、ゲームの方早いかな。まあ読むより早いか、ゲームの方が。まあちょっとあれかな。本読むかゲームやるかはちょっと、まあ、配信関係なくやります。多分。まあちょうどよく終わりかな。エンドロールも。これいつ買ったんだっけ、このゲーム。なんかめっちゃ安い金額で買った記憶はある。1000円もしなかったと思うんだけどな。しない。1000円だったら買わねえもん多分。なんかセールの時に買った気がする。あとやっぱあれだな。なんかちょっと今日日本語のパッチバグった時だったけど、公式で出てるやつじゃないからさ、日本語パッチが。有志が作ってくれた日本語訳だから、ところどころやっぱ変なところはあったのかもしれないけど、でもありがたいよね。でも日本語訳とかさ作ってくれる。スチームのさ、なんかショップ行ってさ、いろんなゲーム探したりとかさするけどさ、対応してませんっつってさ、そうなんだと思ってさ、下の方のレビュー行くとさ、ありますみたいな。これもしかしてもう終わってる？これ2週目？これ×でいい？もう終わった？これ音楽ループしてるだけ？あ、音楽はループだな。 あれさっきなんかさ、でもさ、エンドロール終わりました感みたいなさ。あ、いや、これ見たこれ。なんか2周目入ってるこれ。これなんか見なかった？英語だからさ、見たかどうかがさ、全然わかんないよね。でもスペシャルサンクスとかって最後だよね。出るのって。いや、見た。多分見たよな、これ。9A 見た気がするぞ。ちょっと無駄にエンドロールでなんか時間かかってるな。いや、あれ？なんだこのグダグダな感じは。ああ、これだよね。Thank you for playing で、出ました。あ、これ絶対2周したじゃん、俺。はい。じゃあ終わりましょう。はい。終わりましょう。進行状況は 100%、ボーナスがあるのかな。再現、実績何個取れたんだろう。なんか取れてないのもあるわ。結構逃してんね。再現はいいね。タイムライン。なんだろうこれ。ムービー部分かな。違うのかな。なんだこれ。捕まってる。この辺ね。オプションもいいや。プロファイルも、そうだね。どうやってやるんだろうな、これ。もう一回最初からとかにあるのかな。わかんないわ。よし、とりあえず終わったからいいや。よし。以上で完結。無事に終わりました。ということで、放送も終わろうと思います。お疲れした。